Hey everyone, welcome to episode 14 of the BrinkCast. We had a couple of audio issues while we were recording this one, but we figured we'll throw it out there. It's lots of fun, so enjoy.
What is up, folks? Welcome to episode 14 of the coming off of an eventful weekend here, celebrating our mothers and wives and sisters who are mothers, and it's been a busy one for old Tice, and excited to share what we've been up to this last couple of weeks, and get into some chaotic behavior that I'm dealing with my little 9-month-old. Without further ado, I guess we should bring in the second half of this program. He's my father for one. Y'all know that. Good old buddy of mine. This guy probably consumes more Boston sports radio than many of the folks in New England. This is my dad, Jay Brink. How you doing today, my friend?
Good. All good here. Yeah, lots of Boston sports going on.
You'll be happy to see that I'm repping the Red Sox today after a 14-2 thumping they took earlier today. But
just a slaughter fest. Well, I've got that. I'm flashing back to the 04 World Series they won on the hat I'm wearing. So,
yeah,
living in the glory days.
Always have that.
That's baseball. It's a wacky sport.
We'll always have 2004.
Exactly. Yeah. No, everybody's good.
What's going on? How day did you win any awards for husband of the year or father of the year? Or
no,
I guess it's kind of tough when you're also trying to celebrate your own little birthday there on Mother's Day too.
Exactly.
Hey, happy birthday.
Yeah, that was every year. I was actually born on Mother's Day, so I don't know if that was a good gift or not for my mom.
Mama's
but
boy from the jump.
every time Mother's Day rolls around and it's my birthday, I kind of take a back seat. Especially this year, someone had their very first mother. Like I know my place in the whole thing.
Yeah.
But we spent the day at the baseball diamond.
Yeah, I mean that's a great way to spend a birthday, a Mother's Day. I'm sure there's no other place Coop's mom would want to be. So
no,
I'm glad to hear
great.
you guys had a good weekend. Yeah, like you said, it was an incredible weekend for us. First Mother's Day for my wife, and that's a big one, right? Like,
oh my goodness,
it's been such an amazing journey watching her over this last year become a mom for the first time, and I think Scotty and I did a pretty good job of making her feel loved and appreciated.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully we do that every day, but yesterday especially.
I was just going to say it's not only one day, but it is nice to be able to celebrate that. And,
it is. It was super special.
That's awesome.
But yeah, man, it was a busy weekend. Mother's Day aside, we got together with a couple of our friends and their little guy and for a barbecue and on Friday night, and I was just sitting there at like 6:30 and out in the backyard watching the kids kind of play. Scotty's actually interacting with kids now and getting excited and laughing her head off and stuff, so it's a lot of fun, and yeah, man, what a perspective switch this whole father thing has been. But man, I there's nothing else I'd rather do on Friday nights than lay low at home and play with the kids and watch them have fun and adults and just take it real easy. But
yeah, I remember you guys being little and just being able to do those things, and it was really fun. Like, that was a blast. There was nothing else you'd rather be doing than she's growing so fast. Like, since we did this 2 weeks ago, and she went from potato to parkour, and all of a sudden now it's just like there's not any video or photo of her even sitting anymore. She's just standing all the time.
Yeah. Option. It's either sleeping or full tilt, moving, going any which way she pleases at that moment. So it's a lot of fun. But yeah,
I love it.
It's been chaos, but I love every second of it.
Oh yes.
But yeah, Mother's Day was good. I put on my planning hat and planned out a day for the three of us, and tried to give Jess some relaxation time. And from there, we were kind of running all over the place and doing a bunch of activity. And I guess in hindsight, I probably could have just chilled and lay low at home, but we had fun, and we had good rest last night. So.
Yeah, that's good. You'll remember it. Well, in our fashion here, it was pretty funny for Mother's Day and for the birthday yesterday morning. We let Coop sleep in a bit because he had a doubleheader yesterday afternoon, and when he got up, him to sign the Mother's Day card for Laura. Unbeknownst to me, she still had to get him to sign the birthday card for me.
Nice.
So he got up, and we're both barraging him with hey, I need you for a second. And it was just it was very funny. He didn't know what direction he was being pulled in to sign these cards for us. It was great.
Yeah, that's
welcome to our house.
Classic move. Why would you plan
classic move, exactly.
That's one thing I'm trying to be a little bit more conscious of. I'm brutal for that too, but
I have my moments. There's moments of things where I can plan and do it, and then other times I day before I'm like, oh man, and not that there's no excuse for it. I just get distracted and
it's
whatever. But it worked out fine. Everybody, we got her something she wanted, loved it, and everything, and
she got to hang out with the boys all day.
Yeah, we got to just hang out, which is the whole idea. And it was a scorcher, man. That was a hot day. I was thinking about it yesterday. There was a podcast, I can't remember which episode it was that we did, and it was like minus 50 out.
Yeah, I remember.
Do you remember? It was so cold, and then yesterday it was like plus 32.
Yeah, it's crazy. It comes on. It comes on fast, and it's one end of the spectrum or the other. There's no middle ground here, but. Man, as we talked about, I got out golfing last week for the first time, which was amazing. But I think, and I was applying sunscreen. Obviously, a fair-skinned lad like myself is not winning any battles against the sun at any time soon. But I was applying sunscreen, and I thought I was going to be all right. But I don't know if the stuff I was using was expired. It had been in my golf bag, obviously, from the year prior. But my arms got torched.
Really?
Yeah, it's disgusting. I'm finally done on the other side of it now here, but
there you go.
Had to go pick up a new bottle, and
it's probably a good call. We got a couple new ones today.
Yeah,
with Coop and track and stuff. Yeah, you just can't be safe enough with that stuff.
Yeah.
I just don't remember being a kid. When I was a kid in the 70s, with sunscreen.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Bug spray. I don't think my mom ever put sunscreen on me.
I wouldn't have fared well in those days. I'll tell you that.
No.
And now it's
very
obviously
funny.
with Scotty.
Oh yeah.
Anytime she's leaving the house, I think she's got to have some sunscreen on because she's pretty fair like I am, and don't want her to get some of the sunburns I've dealt with, that's for sure. So yeah, we got a deodorant stick for her. Comes in and basically just paint her whole face.
Oh wow, that's so handy. That's
she's
perfect.
Basically glowing when we leave the house.
Good for her. And then she puts her little sunglasses on and she's ready to roll.
Yeah, well, the sunglasses are cute for a minute or two, and then they turn into a weapon.
She peels them off and tosses them.
Yeah.
There
swings them around and
quick enough for the photos. Oh,
you can imagine.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I know. Every day is gonna change lightning fast now, and that's what you do. You slow it down, and you just take the time to be around.
Yeah,
because it does. Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm sitting around watching hockey, thinking about last year. Same time. When we were watching Edmonton and Florida in that last series, I remember. And Jess was obviously pregnant, and you just think about holy crap, we've came so far from that time. And
yeah, well,
and
just all the
learned
not
so
knowing,
much.
the planning,
Yeah.
but you
Gained
don't
a lot
know.
of responsibility. And, but like I said earlier, it's amazing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, there's nothing like it. And then, someday you and her can have a podcast and hang out and chat.
Yeah, well, I just
Catch
want
up
to be
on
able to bring up some of these moments with her and,
Yes.
just ask her what was going through your head, honey. Like,
Yeah, what were you thinking?
what was
were you thinking?
what was the problem with the avocado toast we were trying to? It's a good, healthy, tasty snack. What's going on?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the feeding thing, since we've started feeding her, it's been a little bit of a challenge, and not expecting her to eat a whole lot, obviously, but just get the hang of it. And she's, like I had said earlier, she was good about, kind of feeding herself, bringing the spoon to her mouth and stuff, and trying new things. And now she's kind of moved on to the point where she's so mobile that anytime she has to get in that chair, it's a bit of a scene.
Started stiffing her body out yet to not get in?
She's done that, and she tries to stand up in there now and stuff, but she's pretty locked down, so she can't move too much, which is a good thing, because she'd be probably
5-point harness
hopping out the side. But yeah, this has been front of mind because we had another battle tonight, and it's been kind of every day. And she's just not too interested, no matter what we give her. Like, we, prepare the food and make sure it's, balanced and everything, and a lot of options. And we go and have our dinner and sit down thinking we're gonna, have a little family time, and it's good for about a minute and a half. It's cute, tiny little nibbles, looking like she's interested. Things are going good. You might get 1 or 2 bites of your food, and then it turns into an absolute, I don't even know, just chaos.
Really? Is she throwing food yet?
She's throwing food. Yeah, she's...
I remember you doing that. I remember bowls getting checked off the... Oh my goodness! And the mess would always freak me out. Like, that was just I didn't like.
Yeah, no,
I remember that.
I know I had said previously that the mess didn't really bother me, but it was pretty minor with compared to what we're dealing with now, because things are getting launched, and as soon as anything leaves that table, the dogs start circling. So the dogs are circling.
I was going to say they. Ready?
She's yelling at us. Mom's yelling at me. I'm sweating. I'm, trying to pick things up, but not give it back to her, because then you're reinforcing that. It's a game, and so we got it's a fun little 12-minute routine we got going on, and she probably has like half a bite of whatever we give her, but
actual food.
I think she'll come around, but the dogs have sure picked up on that, and they're like little
the dog
hyenas, and they know that they're not supposed to be close to her, but if anything hits the floor, then it's basically all bets are off, and we're going to get to it. So,
well, they're teaming up.
Yeah, we are certainly outnumbered.
That's so crazy
with the Mutts and Scotty, but it's funny sometimes. Sometimes it's a little stressful when you just want her to have stuff. But
of course, well, the transition, all these moments that are transitions, right? You kind of wait till potty training.
Transitions for everyone.
All those exactly. That's exactly. You have to remember that, and you have to remember we all went through it. Like you can feel like it's only you.
Yeah.
Like, you guys can easily go, we're the only ones that's ever dealt with this. It's like, no. Not at all.
No, we know
there's all kinds of people you could call, and
Yeah, but it's it's a good challenge.
Totally. Well, now you know, right? Like, now you got it. You're stronger for it.
Yeah. Definitely building character for sure. For sure. Yeah, we had a scary incident this last weekend here. Gave her salmon for the first time, and she broke out in hives right away. So that was a little stressful on the old blood pressure and
no kidding. When you messaged and said that was going on, we were worried too.
Yeah, it's just crazy that it came on that fast, but it's normal. That happens with certain things, and sometimes
that's why I guess that's why you give it little portions.
She never had any other sort of side effects or anything after that, and hives cleared up right away. So
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Yeah, I just pencil that one in the old dad diary and move on with her day. And
wait a while to take her for sushi.
Yeah. Fish might be off the table though. That's unfortunate because we eat a lot of fish. But
right.
Oh well, what do you do?
Well, figure it again. You figure it out every day. You wake up and it's a new adventure.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but the time after a few tosses of whatever food she's eating, the best is when she signals that it's time to wrap this up, and she basically throws her arms up in the air and screams and yells and in my head I think, okay, pick me up, you peasants, like get me out of here. It's time to go. So a little bit degrading as a father when you're getting your show absolutely ran by a 9-month-old, but I think that's part of the process too. So
wait, just wait. Well, the 12-year-old runs it here. Well, we all kind of battle for it, but he ends up getting it. So it's how it goes.
Yeah.
That's amazing though. I've got to come over sometime and see this show because that sounds. I'd like to see that again. I'd like a little reminder of how that goes.
Yeah. Well, if you come over, you're gonna be.
I'll be cleaning up the mess.
Wrangling a 80-pound shepherd and
grabbing for the dogs. Grabbing for the dogs. I'll sit out in the backyard with them while this is all going on.
That would be helpful.
I love it. I love it. Full dad mode. Full on dad mode. You're.
And then, like I said, it's crawling, but she's not like cute, kind of doddily, lazily crawling anymore. It's straight like elbows down, military grade, Mission Impossible style.
Well, she's on a mission. Like there's somewhere to go. There's things to pick up.
Always. Like,
and she spots something across the room and will get there right away.
Exhausting. Yeah, you blink and she's down the hallway, and if any doors are open, she's in that room and likely collecting dust bunnies and dog hair like they're trophies or something. So
she'll find stuff that if anything's missing, she'll find it.
Yeah. But the funniest thing I find with her is when she's on her little missions and I'm watching her and there's boys laying out and there's 2 dogs walking around and a lot of fun stuff going on, but she'll find the littlest crumb or piece of paper or dog hair and she'll just go put her pointer finger on it and just kind of play with it, and she'll do that for like 5 minutes, and it's like, what is
figuring
going
stuff
on
out?
Little brain? But it's the cutest thing. But if there's any, she's not putting too many gross things in her mouth. I know that's coming. So I got to be on high alert, as you know.
No kidding. Yeah, no, it is wild watching them develop like that and seeing how curious a human being like that who has no clue about that stuff.
Yeah,
and you try to go, wow, that's just hard to even like imagine, but you have to just sit back and go, they just got to figure this out, right?
Yeah, and then you see like their true personality coming out. They're so determined and resilient when they fall. And kind of gross obviously too, but we all kind of are in our own way. So
please tell me you guys are keeping the bathroom door closed.
Because
she'll find the toilet instantly.
She had a close one. She got within inches of the toilet the other day. I don't know. I don't think Jess is aware of that, but I grabbed her and gave her a quick hand wash and got her out of there and shut the door.
That's always a hot zone.
Yeah. And she goes in there for a pretty fun place to go, and she has a good time in there. So got to watch that for sure.
Yeah. Man, oh man.
She'll eat toilet paper like it's lasagna.
You do not realize the hazards in a house until there's a baby, and then you go, oh my goodness.
Yeah,
I don't live in here. Everybody should be getting hurt all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. Like it's baby proofed as much as, but nothing is totally safe. That's for sure.
I love it.
She's navigating pretty well. Like, even to try and go down the stairs, she takes it slow and tries, but obviously she's still trying to go head first, and we can't be having
Yeah, I was just going to say, has she figured out how to turn around yet?
No. But that's why we got 3 sets of gates up at her house.
That's true. That's true. That's why we all had all the foam pads all over the floor for Coop when he was little, just for that reason.
Yeah, now we have like a area mat basically covering the whole living room floor, but she doesn't, that's her play zone, but doesn't love to spend a lot of time in there if there's other options. So
right. Well, now she knows there's other options.
Yes, exactly.
Totally. Well, she'll love being outside this summer too.
And that was the other thing. On Friday, we took her out and put her on the grass for the first time, and that's pretty funny. I know I
we
heard
saw
about
that. That was hilarious.
And, when you're lowering them down, they're trying so hard to keep their feet away from the grass because it's prickly.
The feel of it, yeah.
Yeah, it probably took about 15, 20 minutes for her to get used to it. Then she started ripping around and stuff, which is a lot of fun.
No kidding. Well, it's a great area back there for her to, like, just hang out in.
Yeah, got her a water table, so that was a lot of fun playing with that.
Living the dream. More standing.
Yeah, more standing. She's taking steps now when she's pulling herself up. She's got this, like, I think every kid has this, and I know a lot of parents can relate, but she is absolutely obsessed with our Fire Stick remote. And she has, like I mentioned, like 78 different toys all ready to go, all designed for development and, fun things that she could be occupying herself with. But her number one mission every day is to handle that remote as much as possible. And she's definitely succeeding in winning that.
Well, if you ever lose it, she'll find it for you.
Well, yeah, she will. She does. She looks under the blankets and stuff now and under the pillows. And
does she know it belongs to the television? Like, does she figured out that it's...
Yeah, because when she hits it, she can change what's on there, and she sees us using it. So she obviously figured that out. But yeah, we've tried swapping out for a toy one, and she just looks at us like we're stupid and throws it on the ground and then goes for the real thing. But use that obsession to our advantage yesterday. Pulled herself up on the TV stand, and I had the remote and I dragged it all across the TV stand. She walked the whole way, so that was pretty cool.
Whoa, there you go.
Yeah, but absolutely
that might
obsessed.
Be the ticket to get her walking.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So
I don't know if you want that just yet.
That is what's going on.
That's exciting. From an old guy's point of view, our TVs didn't have remotes when I was little, so my parents never had to worry about that.
Oh, yeah.
Just if anybody's wondering.
Yeah, that's funny. Hey, you didn't have remotes, so what were you obsessed with?
I don't even know. I don't even know. Probably a lot of, like, I'm sure I got in all kinds of trouble.
Probably.
I know one time when I was little, there was a great story that my mom would always share with friends and stuff that when I don't know how old I was. Obviously, I was old enough to go to the bathroom. Might have been 2. And I there was a rocking horse. I think I went to the bathroom, and apparently I grabbed some of the poop out of the toilet and I put it on the horse's nose. And I went and I told my mom that the horse had a boogie.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. Well, the people I know wouldn't be surprised about this, but
yeah, I
thought it was pretty funny.
That's boys for you.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's what my grandma would always just kill herself laughing. So I got away with everything at her house.
Yeah.
She lived down the block. So it was always a party at grandma's house.
Yeah. As it should be.
Exactly. Just no remote control. You had to go to the TV and actually like turn it.
Yeah.
So I don't even know.
So that's why you were so fixated on making sure Scotty wasn't getting in the bathroom.
Yeah, exactly. That might have been, subconsciously, I guess that's probably the reason right there. But don't worry, she'll have some good ones. Don't worry. She'll get some influence from the outside.
Yeah, no, I know. I can't wait to see what she cooks up.
Yeah. It'll make life interesting and awesome.
It's
Time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's awesome. But man, I say this all the time and it's so boring to say it, but I love sleep. Like I love a 10 p.m. bedtime more than I ever have. It's absolutely unreal. And I can it just feels so good.
Yeah, I know.
Well, if you have a new appreciation for it, I guess. But
if you have a good sleep and you wake up rested, you're like, I can handle her for today.
I can handle this. Good. I got this. Yeah.
There's that's some good dad advice, right? That's amazing. Wow. Like again, everybody tells you sleep when you can, all that stuff, but
I just think back to all the times in my, younger days, all the sleep I missed out on. Burning the midnight oil, but
wow, you sound like that should be me saying that, but that's good. Good for you guys. Does Jess feel the same way about this?
Oh yeah, I think 100%. So for sure. Yeah, we're definitely aligned on that. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. When that clock strikes 9:50, it's time to wrap it up.
That's
close the house down.
That's good. That's good. That's good. Get rest up for more adventures because there's more the next day.
Yeah. Weekends are just the best.
Yeah. Well, you get to just hang out, right? Slow things down and just do. You got to keep her alive and do. So you just do that.
That's right.
And you guys do so much. You get her everywhere and do so many things with her, which is awesome. So
yeah, it's either that or you chase her around for
exactly
10 hours. So
yeah. Well, it won't be long. You'll be dropping her off here, dropping her off at some grandparents' place and go, you guys look after her for a while.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
we don't even have anything to do, but someone else just needs to chase her around for an hour.
Yeah. We'll love it. Looking for some backup, I'm sure, at some point here.
Mm-hmm. Well, you just need to go buy her a remote from the dollar store or something and don't put batteries in it and just let her have it as a toy.
Yeah. True. That'll work.
Then but then if she's got the TV figured out, then she'd won't be wondering why her remote doesn't work.
She's too smart. Should move on to something else pretty quick.
Parenting is different in 2025. I'm not going to lie about that.
Yeah. A lot of devices, a lot of technology, a lot of
There's a lot of everything.
Yeah, a lot more going on.
Yeah. I only had a rocking horse when I was a kid.
Yeah, and you were playing with poop, so I don't know.
Exactly.
Maybe
so that showed you the excitement that was going on Royal Street.
Oh man, that's funny.
Oh yes. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I don't know. I've had Scotty's poops in my hands many times, so I guess it's not too bad.
No. It's what you do.
When it's your kids, it's different, I guess. I found that pretty quick.
Yeah. It'd be gross if it was like your friends' kids or something, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would. It totally would.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But that's what you do.
Yep. That's what we do. And then amidst all this chaos, I've been watching the playoffs.
Yes.
The NHL. It's been
we're into round 2 now.
Pretty good for my schedule. Got a pretty good routine because the late game usually ends right around 10 o'clock. If it's a 7:30
start,
so
that's some good planning.
Unless it goes to overtime, and then I found myself hoping that it doesn't go to overtime lately, which is a new feeling. But yeah, man, it's been fun, and some of these pretty chaotic and pretty high scoring, which is
surprising.
Crazy.
Surprising.
Usually
I love that there's still 3 Canadian teams in it, though. That's amazing to me.
Yeah, it's it's kind of surprising that. Well, I guess I don't know. Toronto. I was going to touch on this Florida Toronto series. It's tied 2-2 now. Toronto's up 2-0, and the Leafs are kind of leafing themselves right now, doing what they do. But it's getting after that last game last night, there was Max Domi hit Barkov right from behind at the buzzer. So tomorrow night should be interesting. But I've actually been I like how the Leafs are kind of playing and built, and I think that has a lot to do with Berube, obviously.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah, he comes from that school.
Yeah, but my grandpa is a big Leafs fan, so I always kind of have a little bit of a soft spot for them. I wouldn't really, kind of get over this hump that they've been in for my entire life and beyond.
No kidding.
But yeah, it's been. I mean, Florida is just so fun to watch because they got so many rats and they're so many skilled players.
Well, the only way a team's going to beat them is by playing that game, right? Like you can't.
Yeah, and I don't.
You got to. I think you have to step up and kind of participate.
I think they love that, and I think if that's the game they get, and I don't think there's too many that they're gonna end up losing. But we'll see what happens tomorrow night. I know Kachuk was having a pretty candid conversation with Nylander on the bench at the end of the game, and cameras were right there, and he was basically just saying, like, I'm gonna get you tomorrow, like basically like that. And I'm just if he does something that's obviously premeditated at that point, because he's been threatening him, obviously, but it's the hockey at this time of year is just so electric to watch. The Canes Cap series has been kind of Carolina plays such a defensive game that it hasn't been too many fireworks in that one. One now on Washington, and looks like they'll probably beat them unless something crazy happens, which definitely could. And I wouldn't hate that. There's not a whole lot happening in that series. Carolina's just locking it down. I know Ovechkin is still playing well. He scored tonight, and but they lost 5-2. And then this Oilers series has been nuts. That's been my favorite series to watch so far. What
are they at? The Oilers, they played tonight, right?
They're playing right now, and they were up 3-0. So
3-0 was a final.
Yeah, so they're up 3-1 now.
3-1, that's crazy.
So looks like they're gonna move on there, which I guess isn't surprising when. But man, they've had goaltending is so questionable, and absolute heartbreaker the other night, Saturday night in Edmonton. I don't know if you saw that, but they came back down 3-1. They ended up coming back. I think Connor McDavid scored with 6 minutes left, and then Vegas ended up scoring on a weird play to the net with 0.4 seconds left in the third. So I was happy because I could hit the sheets and not have to stay up for the but crazy way to end that game, and absolute dagger for Edmonton, but obviously they bounced back tonight and got the win. So 3-1,
that's the playoffs. The teams that can just keep moving, right? And like you say with Carolina, like that sort of seems like boring defensive sort of game is like, man, that's the teams that just keep pushing through the whole thing, right? They just, they're happy with just staying in that lane, and they can be that disciplined to just play that style. And that's,
exactly. Hasn't been the most fun series to watch, but you got to respect it.
It's not what the viewers want, but
and so I think I'm gonna say that it's gonna be Carolina and Toronto in the Eastern Conference Final.
That'd be pretty sweet. Yeah, I think if Toronto could beat Florida, I think there's a lot of confidence moving forward in that.
Yeah,
and I think they realized that they could play that gritty game, and beat that team.
We'll see what happens. I mean, Florida is kind of coming on here in the last couple games, obviously, but even in that first series, it took a game or two, and then they just started looking like the team they were last year.
Yeah.
So, we'll see. Paul
Maurice.
Yeah.
I think he's a good coach.
Oh yeah.
Like I liked him when he was with Winnipeg and.
Yeah, he's got a funny kind of dry humor demeanor about him, and I always think he's a guy that anyone would like to play for.
Yeah, exactly.
And then Brule on the other side too, right? Like huge. He's got so much respect from the players doing what he did throughout his career and all the success he's had as a coach. So don't mind actually watching because they're. Not well, it was kind of funny to watch them blow games and stuff too, but now it seems like they're got a little bit of a simpler style to them and
well they're playing for something, right? And you're right with Berube. Like I like the way he played the game, and I think that he's getting them to play differently than they've played before.
Yep.
Have another gear in there to explore.
Yeah. And then the other series in the West, Dallas and Winnipeg, has been just the Mikko Rantanen show. This guy, I don't know if you remember, but he was traded from Colorado to Carolina mid-season, and then at the deadline went from Carolina to Dallas. A contract, so he's playing for the Stars now, and he's come alive in the playoffs, and he's done it before with Colorado, obviously, but I think it's 14 the last 14 straight goals he's either scored or assisted on for them. So he's just dominating that series. Him and Rope Hintz on Dallas are kind of taking over. So
I thought Hellebuyck was going to shut the door on the whole thing. I thought after that first round, I was like, man, he's dialed in here now. It still could happen, but I got Dallas moving on to play Edmonton in the Western Conference Final, and that would be a crazy. That would be a good one,
crazy matchup. So
man,
and then from there,
and still two Canadian teams, like that's unbelievable.
And then from there, we could end up seeing Edmonton, Toronto Stanley Cup Final, which would be
unreal.
That would be wild. Yeah, that would be wild.
Yeah, I would be interested and invested in that for sure. Just the Canadian angle, like the last time, like when's the last time 3 Canadian teams were in the second round?
Yeah,
long ago, right?
No idea.
So something like that would be unbelievable.
And an all Canadian final, like I've never seen that. I don't know if it's happened. I'm sure somewhere down the line it has, but
like way back if it had, well, obviously like way back, Toronto, Montreal, and that was often, but even back with the Oilers, like I don't recall them playing. No, they weren't playing another Canadian team. They played the Islanders lots, and I can't think of it off the top of my head.
No,
it definitely wasn't the Leafs.
No, definitely wasn't the Leafs. Have you? I'm sure you've seen that NHL commercial with "Laid on the Line" playing.
No, the Triumph song.
Yeah. You haven't seen this. They run it like.
Well, I don't watch a lot of television.
Yeah, I guess you're busy at night. You're not.
Yeah, so I don't know. But what is it? I love the fact that they use a Triumph song. That's amazing.
No, it's a good commercial, and it's just a montage for the playoffs, but it's severely overplayed, and there's
really.
Yeah, it's to the point where Scotty liked the commercial, like the song. She would stop and look and watch it, and now she's kind of just annoyed with it, and I think we all are, and I think most of the people
9-month-olds are tuning out on Triumph.
Yeah.
So is it just like for the league, like for a playoff commercial?
Yeah, just Sportsnet, Rogers.
Okay, so that's playoff. So it's a Canadian angle. I was just wondering why they picked the Triumph song, but that's great.
Yeah, well, that's why.
Yeah, I love it. Man, I'd like to be the guys in Triumph getting the money on that.
No doubt. Yeah, I'm sure awesome. They're getting some streams now for sure. Mm-hmm.
I remember that song as a kid. I was talking about it not too long ago. I had it on a compilation album when I was a kid, and I used to play drums along to that song. It was great. I love those guys. Those guys are fantastic. Gil Moore, Rick Emmett.
Canadian group, obviously.
Yeah, from Toronto. Yeah, absolutely. Legendary.
Yeah, no, I think that song is going to be
I've got to see that
engraved in a lot of people's brains. I'm surprised you haven't seen it even like during the day or whatever, but
yeah. No, I'll have to find it.
You'll see it now.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly right now that we talked about it. I'll be sick of it by Thursday.
Yeah.
I'll tell Scotty, look.
Yeah.
It's a dumb commercial.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool though.
I wanted to ask you, been watching some baseball on with this Rafi Devers thing. I think some stuff got maybe lost in a translation a little bit with some of his comments last weekend when Cassis went down with a season-ending injury, which is obviously unfortunate.
Brutal, yeah.
Guys had some serious injuries to deal with.
No kidding. Yeah, just can't piece it together. That's tricky.
No,
a big guy like that you're just fragile.
Yeah, but like, am I crazy here? Like, it seems like, I don't know. Maybe it's just because, and that was kind of my main favorite sport growing up. But these other sports and athletes in other sports just don't seem to be as big a team guys as hockey players are in comparison. I know, like, obviously the NBA and NFL, there's a lot of ego there, and baseball too. I guess, I don't know. I just have a hard time. What are your thoughts on it all?
Well, it's kind of wacky because Rafi, gets signed to a giant contract, biggest contract that the team has ever signed a guy to, and that was it last year to the year before? I can't remember if it was in 23 or 24. Anyways, and he's been with the team for a long time, and career player, great player, third base. And last year, the team didn't make a lot of moves. He didn't think enough. So he, was on record saying, I wish you guys would try more, and, we should, and kind of criticize the team for not outspoken for a while. So this year rolls around and all the stuff happens, and he's not playing third base anymore because they signed Bregman, which you can't, question that choice. And he gets moved to DH, and he complains about it, but very publicly complains about it. Like, just, kind of goes off, and he does. And it's not a good look on him because he doesn't want to be like, he is the marquee guy on the team, but he doesn't want to be that guy. He doesn't want to be the face of the team, but always sort of puts himself in these situations in interviews.
Right. Yeah.
So yes, that was the first one, and but still, like, saying the team should do more to help, which is kind of ironic that he should help. So now he's DHing, has sort of a rough start, but then comes around and just like is on fire, right? And has sort of accepted this role. The guy goes down, season-ending injury, and they're looking for a solution at first base. And he says, well, why don't you just go get a first baseman? Well, there's no first baseman out there right now in May, like maybe at the trade deadline, but nobody now. They have guys in house that could maybe play the position, but as an option, they were like, hey, well, you play the other corner, maybe you could play this position. Like David Ortiz played some first base back in the early 2000s, so it's just kind of pitched to him. And I don't think it was pitched to him aggressively. Like, I don't believe they would have said, you're doing this. I think they asked, and he just said no. Like on that on the interview, it sounded, and yeah, I think some of the translation, I had heard one podcast, there was a guy that translated it a little more directly. Yeah. And it wasn't quite as blunt as it was made to seem, but it was obviously a big enough issue and a problem that, when they played this series this last weekend in KC, the owner, John Henry, who doesn't, fly anywhere with the team or do anything, flies to KC to have a meeting with Rafi Devers. And, and obviously there's some internal. Rafi Devers feels that Craig Breslow, the GM, isn't on his side and whatever, and and there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff. But I thought that was crazy that John Henry flew to Kansas City to basically sit down with him and probably just say, look, I'm paying you a lot of money. You will play with this team where we need you to play, and you'll follow the orders. And he seems. I don't think a lot of people knew his sort of personality, but he seems like he's a bit defiant, but still a kid though. Like, he's still in his 20s and figuring this out. And, I think he just has to realize that, It's definitely team. It got to be team first.
Yeah.
And he's around these other guys like Bregman and Story and all these guys who are definitely that way. So I think behind the scenes, people are probably, being cautious, but at the same time, probably saying, hey, man, let's try to get to the trade deadline. Do what you can to help.
Yeah, no, exactly. It just seems, I mean, you're right. He's a young kid. Obviously playing in Boston for that team, it's a lot of pressure for anyone. But when you're, like you said, largest contract in your back pocket, there's a lot more that comes with that. So it was funny, just even when went back and kind of listened to the translation and did a little bit of reading on that, he still made the comment at the end, like, oh, the next thing, they're going to be asking me to play in the outfield.
The outfield, exactly.
Well,
yeah.
I don't think we're going to need you in center field, Rafi, but kind of funny, but just kind of the same thing with the Canucks, just unnecessary drama that doesn't really need to happen. And it's kind of always interesting to think about how the clubhouse or team culture that way. And it's interesting though. And you're right. He has come around and got pretty hot here the last little bit, and see what happens. But
yeah. Well, and I think you're right with that, with the clubhouse thing and just all of that. I think they've had enough experience with that over the years, seeing that happen. I think that's why John Henry flew out. Like, I think that was the bottom line, was, him and Sam Kennedy got in a plane, and we got to stop this right now. Like, we can't, this can't keep going. And I sure it was a meeting with Rafi Devers, but I think it was for the team to go, look, this owner cares. He's showing up, and we need to stop this right now. And, go. And then they win the series in KC, and he dominated. He was like 5 for 5 the other day, which is crazy, right? Yeah. And I honestly believe, like, he probably wouldn't be like a career. I believe he'd be really good. I think he could play that position very good.
I know what he was trying to get at, I think, was, he's obviously had like little to no reps at first base this season.
Totally.
All spring training, he was told this was his role. So, I know it's funny. It's just like, if you ask, and I don't know, it might be the nature of the sports, but like NBA especially, I feel like, and that's a sport where one guy can make a significant difference and basically win you games single-handedly. Baseball's a little more team-oriented, as is football and, of course, hockey. But I mean, the hockey mindset is you do anything you can, and whatever your role is, you accept that and do it to the best of your ability. So it just differs.
That as goalie, he'd jump in there if it was needed for the team, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, it is kind of funny. It'll be interesting to just kind of follow. Like, I have been intrigued by it, because I just think that, it's just funny. Every time they interview him, now every time they interview him, he does press, which he shouldn't do anymore. They should just shut him down. Yeah. But every time he does press now, everybody's going to be like, it's brought so much attention. They're just like, what's he going to say now? Yeah. And he's so not the guy to do that. Like, he's like this quiet, guy who just likes eating ice cream, hitting the ball out of the park, and that's all he wanted to do. And but it'll be and every player, like Ortiz, back in the early 2000s, he went through the same thing, and he complained about moving to DH. And players do that every time there's a transition. You kind of think your value or your worth is at one place, but you don't realize that as the game's moving on, you're still getting paid. And Rafi's favorite part of the game is hitting the ball, so I don't know. DH sounds all right. Yeah. And then he was complaining about not playing the field, and it was imbalanced. And it's like, well, now they want you to play the field again. Maybe just go play a bit. Yeah. I don't know. You're making $30 million a year. I can't feel sorry for you. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry about that.
No, there's no sympathy. Not much sympathy for me either.
No, but it's those stories are always interesting on the sports.
Behind the scenes things, in the clubhouse, the different personalities, because like a guy like Jaron Duran, I'm sure is doing anything and everything he can to
absolutely
to score runs and prevent runs and win games ultimately. And then I think Bregman's the same way. And
Rafael, like the young guy. There's a lot of young guys who would do anything to play any position.
Yeah.
They're just like, man, I'm on the team. I'll wrap people's bats and carry the gear.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and that's kind of all I had on the Sox there. 40-ish games into the season.
Yeah, I can't remember what they're at now. They're probably gonna go back to 500. They got to be setting some record on the team that keeps being 500 all the time. Like over the last 3 years, it's ridiculous. They're 22 and 21 now.
Nice.
So yeah, but still in second place in the AL East.
That's wild.
Only 3 games back. So
how about Judge right now batting over 400?
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's
crazy, man. Yeah, some guys are like just lighting it up in the league.
Only 120 more games to go.
Yeah, I know. It just like the season, is just starting. It's crazy. It's crazy how long it is. I don't even want to. I can't even add up the hours I've just spent listening to games, podcasts, like just all the stuff I've consumed since the very first day of like spring training. It's been a lot.
Yeah. And there's a lot more to come.
Oh my goodness. It just seems like it doesn't end. The dog days of summer.
Yeah.
Just coming up, and those guys battle, man. That's a long season. Like every day you just wake up and you go put the cleats on and get dirty.
And how many times there's so many opportunities for errors or slumps.
It's a game of failure. Like you're going to make more mistakes than you're going to have like wins. Like it's just set up that way, right?
I had the opportunity to talk to a mental performance consultant in the city here last week or 2 weeks ago, I guess it was now. And he was saying today's, kids growing up in sport and just culture, our society in general is so like highlight reel focused, and it's it's all you really see is everyone's highlights, right? And kids, I don't think are watching sports maybe the way that you did or even I did, and they're not seeing full games. They're just seeing the highlights, and so that kind of resonated with me to being a kid or playing a sport now as like a 12 or 13 year old, and you get in a bit of a slump or whatever, and you go 0 for 4, maybe 1 game, 2 games or whatever, and you don't realize that the best players in the world are doing that on a nightly basis
all the time. Oh yeah.
I thought that was pretty interesting because I think all kids now are not essentially doing is watching Instagram reels of their favorite athletes or teams, and just getting the condensed highlight reel version of what's going on, and just seeing the positives, and then when they're experiencing the negatives, they don't think that happens, but it sure does, even to the best of the best.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I know it's it is interesting watching Coop go through this, and his team, like his hockey team this past year, they have an Instagram page, and now his baseball team has an Instagram page, and the parents that do it are great. But that is exactly what you see, right? Like you see those moments, but thankfully there's really good coaches that we see sort of pull them through all that stuff. And they don't quit. Like their game last week, they were down like. Man, they were down like 19-8, I think, going into the bottom of the 7th inning, last bat. And they came back and lost the game 19-15, but they just battled. Like, it was like, man, like even on the weekend, like they had a 2-out rally and scored 8 runs. So they know how to dig in. And that's up to the coaches, right? Like the coaches have to sort of educate them on that side of the game, but they definitely do see those big moments and think that, one guy just has all those big moments.
Yeah, I know exactly. Yeah, it's gonna happen in anything you do. There's a lot of failure.
Well, that's why I've always said baseball is like life. There's so many things that go right and wrong, and more go wrong, and you just how you get over the hump, right?
Yep. Ride the wave.
Ride the wave. Yes, exactly.
Yes, sir. Well, where do you want to go now, fella?
I think.
On your mind?
You know what? I want. What's on your mind? I want to give a shout out here. I'm going to go back to the mandatory highlight that we had been talking about, and gave a shout out to Brad Senko and the health workers and all the people at the airports when you guys were traveling and stuff. I just want to give a huge shout out to the moms. Again, we had talked about Mother's Day, but man, would be nothing without them.
No, truly. And I've always known that, but this year, especially watching someone first time has been one of the greatest joys of my life. You don't really truly understand. Well, I never will understand what, our moms and grandmas went through, to raise us, and the impact that they've had in our lives is tremendous. And just have so much gratitude for, my wife, my mom, stepmom, grandparents, grandmas, just incredible people. And the job that they do as mothers is the hardest job in the world. It's a constant thing. Obviously it never stops, right? And you never see much of a break. Even when you do, your mind is constantly on your children. I truly appreciate anyone who's a parent, especially a mother, and love all those gals so much. They've done so much for raising me, and then now with my little girl.
Yeah, well, that's when you see it, right? Yeah, I know. Like yesterday games before the first game of the doubleheader, the coaches from our team and the coaches from the other team just consciously came over to the other side of the field and wished all the mums on the other teams happy Mother's Day and stuff. And I thought that was great. I thought that was a really cool. Obviously everybody realizes, it's their day, which every day is their day. Like there's only one person in the family who's the family doctor and the family planner and the one who decorates the yard and all the stuff that goes on here. The list just goes on and on and on and on. And you go, I don't think I do anything around here. Like, I don't know. Like, I remember growing up and just thinking my mom was like a superhero. And so many moms, like nowadays with things being so busy, like talking to other moms of kids and like parents, moms that are like lawyers, and then all the stuff they do like behind the scenes, and they're at all these kids' games and volunteering and helping out. And I'm like, what? Like, are there two of you? Like, how are you doing this? You must be cloned somehow. And they're like the happiest and everything. It's like, well, we're the ones that win when we have moms that are around that, do all that stuff. And
yeah,
it's crazy.
No, absolutely. It was so fun being out and about yesterday with my little crew and all the moms, wishing each other happy Mother's Day. And it was, super cool to see. And we were all doing mostly the same thing, celebrating the great women in our lives. And I really enjoyed it. And I just love, all the moms in my life that had such a great impact on me. And you're right. It's, should be not only, the one day of year. And I get that. I try to make sure that they're feeling appreciated every day of the year, but it's nice to have that time for.
Yeah. Well, and I was very excited for Jess to have her first Mother's Day and stuff, but just realizing, as a human being, like you've realized the extra set of abilities you have as a dad now and all this stuff and the extra gear you have as a human being, you never would have known that without a child. Like, and now all of a sudden you're like, whoa, I know myself better and this and that. And for her, crazy to, even just to sit down and chat with her and go, you're like you were a superhero before, but now you really are. And as this child gets older, you're going to really kick into the mama bear thing. And it's amazing. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable having seen it, with my mom, with your mom, Laura, like just all these, again, you look further to grandparents and stuff like you said, and you go, John, that is unbelievable how they just, kept everybody in line.
Yeah. Yeah, they are.
It'd be chaos around here without someone to ref.
Yeah. Yeah, they are badass human beings, that's for sure.
That's a true story.
I love them dearly.
100%. That's great. And up next is Father's Day.
Yeah.
For you. I'm excited about that. I know Father's Day is so like second.
Yeah.
Mother's Day, right? I was pumped actually last year for Father's Day. I was excited for you, knowing that it wasn't long before, this baby was going to be born. And I wouldn't have guessed that we'd have a podcast, a year later, or be talking about you chasing around this little girl. But I was excited that it was your sort of first pseudo Father's Day. But this is a big deal for me, anyways. Yes. Right?
It's a huge deal for me.
Yeah,
but
it's the dad club.
I love every chance I get to, hang with her and
of course.
Her. And so
that's what a good dad does. That's what a good parent does. Is you just want to spend time with them, even if they're driving you nuts. You still want to hang out and spend time with them.
Yeah,
trust me, that'll happen.
I know what's going to happen.
That'll happen. I know it happens. It happens here. And some days we're the best of friends, and some days we're enemies. But at the end of the day, we're all good.
Yeah, we're all family. That's the way it works, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but I'll be looking back on the good early times that I'm experiencing right now. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, no.
Taking full advantage of all that time.
Absolutely. You guys are getting so many photos and video, and that is a big deal. Like I know even at home here with we have a Knicks play photo screen in the living room, and photos come up of like Coop when he was little and you guys from way back and stuff, and it's just such a great thing to look back on and just kind of reflect, because that's important. I'm not one for living in the past, but it is really nice to sort of reflect on those kind of things. And as you get a little older, you kind of calculating numbers and thinking about stuff and going, man, yeah, just it was so great being able to get up at 5 a.m. and go to a hockey tournament in the freezing cold.
Yes, sir. It's a lot of fun, and so happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there again. I hope you all had a great weekend with family and friends, and those that have lost their moms, I hope that you share in some fond memories that you've had with your mom. And I guess Father's Day is on deck next, and we'll see what that day brings. But
exactly, maybe we'll go golfing. Maybe we should plan a golfing day.
I'm always game for a little golf. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think I just like golfing with you. I don't like golfing, but I think I would.
I think you'll come around.
Yeah, you think so? You think it could happen? I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe
I don't know. Old dog, new tricks, maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Well, yeah. I mean, you wouldn't be the first guy to start golfing at 56.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, happy birthday, by the way. I know we talked about that, but how does it feel as a 56-year-old?
Thank you. Yeah. That's actually kind of funny, because I don't usually think every time my birthday comes up about age or anything like that. But for some reason this year, I've been thinking more about it. And since, the walking thing and doing all that and just trying to, to do other things this year to not have someone tell me there's a problem with your health and then you deal with it. I'm just trying to get ahead of it. I've been thinking about it more, but I don't know if I feel 56. I don't know. It seems like such a big number.
Yeah.
Like 55 was fun because my favorite number is 5. So this is kind of fun.
Yeah, 5s.
But now it's
now
like
you're
56.
on the other side of 50.
I know, exactly. Like now it's like, you know,
crazy.
9 years and I get a pension.
Yeah.
I already get a deal at Shoppers. Well, they might have changed that. I thought I got a senior's discount there, but no, I love it. I love it because, you know, you and Jayla, happy, healthy kids, adults, you know, now Scotty, Coop, you look at that and you go, that's good. Like, you know,
Oh yeah.
it could be a lot worse.
Yeah.
It could be a lot worse, but no, I'm feeling great. I've been doing lots of stuff. I started doing yoga. Did I tell you this?
Oh no, I saw you did yoga.
Yeah, we did. We were on a gig a while ago, and then I've had this app, and I think I'm on a 10-day streak now of getting up early in the morning and doing that, and some resistance stuff too, but still walking.
That's awesome, man.
But it feels great. Like I never ever. I know for years Laura said, you know, you should do yoga. You know, with playing music and traveling, like it'd be really good for you. And I would always like kind of blow it off. And I don't know. We just did that class when we were away on a gig, and I thought, I see the benefit in this. And man, it kicks your ass. Like, gee, like I don't know if you've ever like been in a class, like done some like, but
I haven't been in a formal class, but I've just done yoga and then some mobility work at home.
Yeah.
It's not just, you know.
No,
relaxing.
You're holding poses and you're trying to breathe and you're just biting your lip to get the last 10 seconds in.
Yeah, no, that's good for you, man. I know when we talked about when you originally got the walking pad and I was, you know, addressing a little bit of the weight gain that I was experiencing as a father. And I think I'm realizing now a lot of that, the lack of sleep and how important that is.
Oh my goodness.
For your body. But shortly after that, I got on a pretty consistent, just workout regimen and, been going hard since February, but yeah, same thing. It's in the first thing in the morning. It's like go down the basement and yeah, it feels so good.
Absolutely. Well, and you just, and then it just becomes like consistency. And then it just becomes like, you know, you guilt and you can't miss it. Shane in Aaron's band is in Vancouver, and he's, you know, an avid runner, and you know, he's a super healthy guy, and he's 62, and he's become my sort of conscience on this, where you know, I'll get these reminders and stuff once in a while. I'll be like, oh yeah, right, I gotta keep going on this. It's just, that's good for you though. That's fantastic. Like that's what you like. You just gotta, I don't know, you just make it a habit.
Yeah,
like walking like a champ with, you know, you would be like, you just do it like, I don't know how you did that all the time.
Yeah, I mean, that's
like they got to walk, but you were just
that.
Like superhero walking the dogs guy.
That was the extent of what I had been doing previously, but now adding this in and then works out pretty good with our routine right now. Go get a workout in and come up, and Scotty's basically ready to get up, and then get her up and start her feed and pass her off to mom, wake her up, and then take the dogs. And then, by the time I've had a good amount of activity, I just feel so much lighter all day.
No kidding. Well, and your stress, like just all the stuff it keeps in check, right?
Yeah.
And you can deal with stuff better.
It's crazy how sleep impacts like your appetite, especially because you're just running on fumes and your body just
thinks, and you'll grab all the worst things.
But yeah, so that's when I say like 10 p.m. bedtime. If I don't get that, I know I'm in for a bit of a struggle. You know, and then just feeling good. So it kind of all goes hand in hand like that, right? So, but yeah, I got to keep that going. It's probably the longest I've been that dialed into it. So
well, good for you. I'll use you as a conscience too.
Yeah,
on that stuff. Sure. Ask questions. Quiz you up on stuff. Man, we found. On about this, but we found a great Canadian company with some protein powder and some creatine powder that we had ordered, and it was really good. Shane tipped me off on that, but
nice,
a good Canadian brand.
Nice. Yeah, it's hard to get. Like, I'm trying to eat 180 grams of protein a day right now, and it's tough.
That's a lot. Like just in actual food, that is a lot to consume.
Yeah, it is.
Like,
but you know,
all you
shakes
eat is nuts
help.
and eggs.
Shakes help, and then obviously some protein bars here and there just to supplement it a bit. But obviously, you got to be pretty dialed into your nutrition and
totally. Well, you got to just move, right? Like I think that's the biggest thing I realized with the walking thing was you just got to move. Like it doesn't matter.
And just like
10 minutes,
fueling yourself to move, and not just fueling yourself to stay awake. You know.
Yeah.
And it's kind of shifted something in my brain where it's more like, let's just do everything we can to put ourselves in the best spot to, do everything you need to do. So
absolutely. And when you go for your, like I said on the one episode, go for your physical and stuff, and the doctor's impressed with your blood pressure and everything, and with family history and all that, and they're like, wow, this is really great. And it's like, that's probably the best compliment you could get.
For sure.
Is the doctor going, I expected way worse than this. I was like, oh, let you down, but
you should have seen the last guy.
Lost some weight. My blood pressure is really good.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Well, let's keep it going, eh?
Absolutely. No, 100%. And golf could be part of the walking thing. I'm with you now that we've said it.
Yeah, I did like 12,000 steps last.
Dude,
just golfing.
Nice work, of course. Yeah, no carts.
Yeah, it's close to 20,000 that day.
Good for you. That's my boy. There you go.
Yeah,
you're going to be able to keep up with that kind of attitude.
And it was the first time this is so bad to say, but when I got to the course, I took the first 12, 15 minutes and did a full stretching routine, got my body warmed up, good to go, felt great. I felt great on the first tee. And as a par 5, simple, straight, nothing, beautiful drive, second shot, not so good, left. And then I proceeded to hit my wedge over the green and then back over the green this way. And I ended up carding a 7 on the first hole. So I thought I felt good on the first tee, but the result wasn't great on that hole. But we turned it around. But I wasn't as sore, and I just felt
there you go,
overall a little better. So
there you go. Well, you could handle the game getting to you like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Maybe with stretching and stuff, maybe I'd play golf better. Maybe I'd be able to cope better.
Yeah, I don't know. You're too hard. It sucks at this game. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. It is what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I just get. I don't know that I get. I think what it is. Maybe I just haven't golfed with the right people.
Yeah, and
I honestly believe that.
I don't think you probably just don't understand how exciting and strategic and challenging obviously it can be, but once you experience it and you hit you could play like shit for 18 holes and hit like 2 good shots. You're like, oh, okay, well, this is fun. Like, let's do that again. And then you try and do that again the next time, and probably is only going to happen one time.
It may or may not work out.
Yeah. Yeah, but
I get the principle. But with the right people, I think it would be really, really fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I think with the right group of guys that might, push a bit or whatever, or keep it relaxed or whatever, it could be great.
Yeah, the funnest people to play with are just the ones that keep it light. But yeah, we have a good group when we're going. It's funny because even last time we all packed, like last Saturday, we all had our snacks. We were making sure we were, consuming proper foods throughout the round, so we weren't just like completely gassed by hole 13 or whatever. So it was a good performance of the boys. I really felt like we were responsible young men out there.
Look at you.
And
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. That's fantastic. Look,
just trying to make our wives proud, Just trying to make our wives proud when they're home at home for 4 hours while we're golfing.
That's right.
At least we're being healthy about it.
Well, at least there's that, right?
Yeah.
You were getting in trouble.
Nope.
Love it.
Some good, clean fun. Okay, I am about 90 minutes past my bedtime.
It's past your bed.
So
You should be dozing off here.
I think we should probably wrap this one up. Do you have any final thoughts?
No, if it's the long weekend's coming up, so everybody be safe. If you're camping, if you're doing stuff, be very, very safe on the highways and the byways, and go out and enjoy some sunshine.
Yep.
And again, just be safe on the long weekend.
Yeah, that reminds me, I've got my first weekend alone with my daughter. Pretty excited. We're gonna have a blast, and
nice.
We'll get into some fun things, I'm sure.
How's this gonna be for Jess? Is she excited to go?
No. Well, she is, but she isn't. Like, obviously, this is a tough one.
Like, you guys are in a routine. Like,
yeah, I told her we should just set up a camera so she can see what's going on at all times. FaceTime call. Just being, tied up with Scotty, it's not gonna be good. So we gotta be.
If you guys are doing something fun,
we gotta be on it. But yeah, no, it'll be a lot of fun. I'm really excited to.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Jess to have that time away. But I know it's gonna be.
It's important.
It's gonna be hard for her. But yeah, first weekend, daddy-daughter weekend.
Yeah. But when she comes home, though, that's a big deal.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
I know. Feeling very well.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a big deal for her and a huge deal for Scotty when she sees her again. So.
Oh, yeah. That's part of growing up, I guess.
Yes, sir. All right.
Well, maybe we'll see you on the weekend on your solo venture.
We will. We will pop by the Ball Diamonds at some point and watch some baseball. And,
yes, sir.
We'll make sure we have applied and our hats and
your snacks.
Our snacks.
And you'll have stretched before the game, and
we will.
And someone can push the little girl around the Ball Diamond if need be, and you can have a break.
Sounds good. We might just let her go and explore and see what she
play the outfield with Coop. She won't like her feet on the grass, but
yeah, she'll be hunting ladybugs.
There you go. Well, it's kind of what he does out there, so that's fine. He doesn't. He doesn't. I know. I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay. Let's get out of here. This has been episode 14 of the BrinkCast. Thank you for listening. We'll catch you next time.
Later.